Hey everyone, Tom here, and I just want to give you a quick tutorial on how to use ChatGPT or similar services like Claude as a kind of custom coach that can help you work through stuff, help you understand the emotions that may be arising, help you to empower yourself with whatever is going on. So, one of the things that you can do is you can just state your intent. And you can just start out by saying something like, I'd like to receive some support that looks like coaching. Now, you can be more specific. You can say something a little bit more therapeutic. You can even use some words here to specify the kind of support you want. If you want more emotional support, you can say that. If you want support with identifying limiting beliefs, you could do that. You can say a lot of things. So I'm going to pretend that I'm going to do a limiting belief work. So I'd like some support with some limiting beliefs. So let's see. I'd like some support with limiting beliefs. Now, if you just say this, it's going to just spurt out a bunch of advice to you that's very generic. And I'll show you what this looks like. It's probably going to just say, oh, here's how you can overcome some limiting beliefs, right? And it's going to take you through a very generic process. Now, this is good. It's going to give you some great suggestions here, actually. However, what you're probably looking for is you're probably looking for something a little bit more fine-tuned to what you want. So what I did there was I clicked on a little icon that was right over here that allows you to edit your previous prompt. And I'm going to say a little bit more about what I want, or you can do something called meta prompting, which is to get it to ask you questions that will help you clarify what kind of output you want from this. So ask me 5 questions to help us make the most of our session together. So this is a great thing I like to do. It's going to really fine tune it. You can say 3 questions, you can do 2 questions. But this is a great way to kind of give it a bit more information about where you are and what you're really wanting from the encounter. So, this is a great practice to get into, and you can now answer these questions. What is a specific goal or dream you have that you feel is being hindered by a limiting belief? Can you identify a particular limiting belief that frequently comes up for you? How does it manifest in your thoughts or actions? How do you feel when you encounter this limiting belief? Can you describe the emotions? So it's giving you a little bit more to work with, and the more information you give it, the better the response is going to be. So this is just kind of at a very basic level a great way to get started with the process and in conversation. You can keep going back and forth. You can answer the questions, and let's just say I want to become financially independent and retire early within 5 years. And I have limiting beliefs around, I still have some limiting beliefs around money and success, or whatever it is for you that you want to work with. Okay. And you can go through all these questions. Even if you just say this, it will still give you something a little bit more specific. Now, one thing you'll notice is that it tends to kind of do the same thing that it did most recently. So now it's going to think, oh, I need to ask you more questions, right? So it's going to want more information from you. So you can keep doing this until you feel like you've really got it dialed in. That would be great. Um, and you can say, ask me 2 questions that will really get to the heart of the matter. So now this is a little bit more manageable for me. I don't want to sit there and answer 5 questions every time. Maybe it's 1 or 2. After you kind of go into this, you could say, so you can answer the questions, and then you can say something like, let's actually, or you can say, here are my answers. And then you can say, okay, Now turn this into a plan for me to overcome these limiting beliefs. Now, don't just press enter here. It's a really good strategy to go inward and ask yourself, what is the kind of advice that resonates the most for me? Does it tend to be more emotional? Does it validate? Does it give empathy? Does it really get at like a more intellectual level of things, or is it more relational? Try to think about what really is going to make the shift for you. And again, if you're unsure, you can even say, I'm unsure about how best to support myself. You can say, ask me 3 questions that will help you decide how to make the biggest difference for me in our session. And I pressed Command Enter, and that made it quickly enter. So it gave you it gave us a quick plan, and now it's going to probably ask the questions at the end. So these are just very, very basic things, and I'm going to want to probably go a little bit deeper, write down all the limiting beliefs you have about money and success. So I want to take each of these suggestions and I wanted to elaborate more on each of these because these are kind of short. You may be like, okay, that's a good idea, but how do I do that, right? So yeah, put the questions at the end. So these are also great things that you can do to kind of reflect on these. But for now, let's say in your plan, please break every step down and give me step-by-step guidance in how to do it. And when you say this, to break it down and do it step by step, it's now going to hopefully give you a little bit more of a play-by-play about how to do this. You can also say, give me a journaling exercise. That's another great thing that you can say. Give me a few journaling exercises. Having a hard time typing, that's okay, on this topic. So it's doing a great job breaking down these tasks into manageable things. You can say, hey, give me a few journaling exercises on this topic. And also, this can be a little overwhelming, and you can just say, this is all a little overwhelming. Can you give me a day-by-day month plan to build this habit a little bit at a time? So these are just very cool little tips that you can do to get the conversation started with something that you may want to work with as like a coaching theme to help coach yourself through something, to help get some insight about something. There's a lot to explore with this topic. And in fact, if on my website, if you go to my website here, you will see I actually have a lot of examples of custom GPTs that you can use to help kind of coach yourself through things. And in another video, I can teach you how to make a bunch of custom agents like that yourself that are each really good at doing something specific. So this is a new series of videos I'm planning to put out. So let me know what you would like. What do you want me to talk about? What do you want me to teach? My basic commitment is, at least on this channel, to find that wonderful intersection between nature, entrepreneurship, and technology, nature connection, sustainability, circular economy, entrepreneurship, disruptive change making for the better, that is also human well-being and other animals and other plants and all the other beings, I'm really interested in having this particular channel be a channel where we use technology for good and where I do a lot of education around that. So please let me know. This is my first video that will be on this channel, so your feedback is going to be very helpful. Feel free to like and subscribe and give me any other suggestions for what you want to see, and I will see you on the next one.